Okay, fine. Good afternoon, dear students. This is teacher Anita with another online lecture. And this is our online lecture number 4. And we are doing kingdoms. So our today's topic would be kingdom planting. Again, I'm telling you guys, if you have any question related to the previous topic, you can send me text on WhatsApp, or you can send your question through Fedena. I will try my best to answer your questions, okay? So let's start our today's topic. Like we are doing kingdoms, okay? So we are doing 5 kingdom system of classification. We are done with Kingdom Onera. We are done with Kingdom Protista. Yesterday we did Kingdom Fungi, okay? And today's Kingdom Plante. Don't pronounce Kingdom Plant or something, okay? Because most of the students, they wrote Kingdom Plant, okay? So you have to write Kingdom Plante, right? And last one, we have Kingdom Animalia, and we'll do this in the next lecture. So let's start our today's topic, Kingdom Plante. So definition, okay, basically introduction. So Kingdom Plante include all the plants on the earth, okay. They are multicellular eukaryotes and consist of a rigid structure that surrounds the cell membrane called the cell wall. This is actually the main characteristics of the plants, okay. So plants also have a green colored pigment called chlorophyll that is quite important for photosynthesis. This is the main difference between the plant cell and the animal cell, or we can say between plants and animal, okay. Presence of cell wall, cell membrane is present in both plants and animals, okay. But cell wall is present only in case of plant cell, and presence of a green colored pigment, which is called chlorophyll, okay, which is important for photosynthesis, okay. So kingdom plantae include green, brown, and red algae, liverworts, mosses, fern, and seed plants with or without flowers, okay. Like we have gymnosperms and we have angiosperms, okay. So we'll discuss all these, okay, in the next slides. Okay, so now we did the introduction part, okay, like what is the definition of kingdom plantae, okay, and what are the organisms coming under this kingdom, and the main characteristic of this, organism, okay. First one is the presence of cell wall, and second one is the presence of green color pigment, which is called chlorophyll, and then it includes all the algae, ferns, and seed bearing plants, and without, some are with flowers and some without flowers, right? Now we have characteristics of kingdom plantae, like we did the characteristics of Monera, Protista, and fungi. In the same way, we're going to discuss the characteristics of kingdom plantae, okay. So we have the characteristics. First characteristic, they are non-motile, okay, right, are non-mobile, it's up to you, okay. Motility means the movement, okay. They can't move, okay, they can't move from one place to another place, like, this thing, very simple thing, okay. Plants are stagnant, okay. Then the reproduction, okay, is both, like asexual or sexual, okay. Depends on the type of the plant, okay. A type of the algae, fern, like because there are so many things coming under kingdom plantae, okay. Then reproductive organs are multicellular, okay, because plants are multicellular, so obviously the organs will be multicellular. They form a multicellular embryo during the development from the zygote, but algae lack the embryo stage. This is very important point, okay. So you have to underline, when you will write down in your notebook, okay, algae lack the embryo stage, okay, means embryonic development is lacking in case of algae, okay, but in other plants, okay, embryonic development is present, okay, means embryo is formed from zygote, okay. So this is very important point. Next we have, these contain photosynthetic pigment, that is chlorophyll, in plastids, and the principal mode of nutrition is photosynthesis, okay. So we can say autotrophic mode of nutrition, and they follow the autotrophic mode of nutrition, the same thing, okay, because of the presence of this chlorophyll, okay, in the presence of sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water, plants are preparing their food, right? So this is also the important point. Next, these are multicellular eukaryotes with a cell wall and vacuole. Yeah, so yes, like we did the difference, Like, I think you guys read in grade 9, the vacuoles in case of plants are bigger as compared to the vacuoles in case of animals, okay? Because the number is less in case of plants and the number is more in case of animals. So this is the main difference. Another difference, okay? So multicellular organisms with the cell wall, okay, and vacuoles, they have different organelles for anchorage, reproduction, support, and photosynthesis, okay? So like plants are multicellular, so there is proper division of labor, means each system is performing their own function, okay? Like the reproduction, transport, okay, all the functions, right? Now, life cycle. The life cycle consists of alternating haploid gametophyte and diploid sporophyte generation. And this process is called alternation of generation. We did this yesterday in case of, fungi. We did this, okay? So what happened here? The presence of two phases, okay? The haploid phase and the diploid phase. But the haploid phase is gametophyte and diploid phase is sporophyte, okay? So this process is called alternating, okay, like alternation of generation, okay? So this is very important, okay? You have to underline this stuff also, okay, this point, because maybe I will ask you as a definition in your first term question paper, because this is very important, okay? So these are some characteristics of the kingdom Plantae. First one, non-motile, reproduction is sexual, okay, or asexual, okay, depends. Then contain photosynthetic pigment, mode of reproduction is autotrophic, okay, and the process is called photosynthesis. They are multicellular organisms, presence of cell wall and vacuole, okay, right, with the proper cell wall, and big vacuoles are present here, okay? So they have different organelles for reproduction, anchorage, support, photosynthesis, okay? And very important point here, we have alteration of generation, that is presence of haploid gametophyte and diploid sporophyte, okay? So these are the characteristics. Then the classification of kingdom Plantae, okay? So plant kingdom is a vast group, and therefore the kingdom is further divided into subgroups, okay? But we have some factors, okay? So means we have some criterias, okay? On the basis of these criterias, like we have classified the plants into 5 subcategories, okay? So what are these 3 factors, okay? These 3 factors play a very important role, okay? And we are taking into consideration when we are classifying the kingdom Plantae. So the first one is plant body, okay? So whether the body has well differentiated structure or not. Now, what does it mean, okay? Means body is properly differentiated into organs, organ systems, or just like, mass of cells like thallus, okay, right? So next we have vascular system. So whether the plant have a vascular system for the transportation of substances or not. Vascular system means the presence of xylem and phloem, okay? So xylem, phloem, these are actually the conducting tissues responsible for the transportation. One is responsible, xylem is responsible for the conduction of water, and phloem is responsible for the conduction of nutrients, we can say food, all right? So we'll take this second factor, okay, into consideration when we'll classify. And then we have third factor, that is seed formation, whether the plant wears the flowers and seeds or not. If it does, then whether it is enclosed within the fruit or not, okay? So these are the 3 factors, okay, we'll, take into consideration, okay? So on the basis of these 3 factors, we have, divided the kingdom Plantae into 5 categories, okay? So let's check these categories, okay? And so considering all these factors, the plant kingdom has been classified into 5 subgroups, okay? So these are, again, you have to pronounce, okay? Halophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperms, and Angiosperms, okay? Once more, let's repeat. Halophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperms, and Angiosperms, okay? So we'll define, all these subgroups, okay, with some pictures. I'll show you some pictures, okay? So let's first talk about thallophytes, okay, or our first subgroup, which is Thallophyta. It includes the members with a primitive, simple body design, such as green algae and the brown algae. Okay. So thallophytes, what happened in case of these thallophytes? The structure is undifferentiated. Okay, like thallus-like. All right, there is no proper demarcation. Demarcation of the organs, right? Okay, as compared to the plants, right? So in this category, okay, uh, we have green algae and the brown algae, right? So these are actually primitive organs, okay, organisms, right? So this is actually the definition, okay, and you can see the structure, okay, of thallophytes, okay. Next we have bryophytes, okay. So bryophyta means we will call the plants under this subgroup bryophytes, okay. They have differentiated plant body like stem, leaf structures, but they lack a vascular system for the transportation of the substances across the plant body, okay. This is very important point. Vascular system means xylem and phloem, okay. So if we don't have these tissues, okay, there would be no transportation, right? Next, we have bryophytes are found in both land and aquatic habitats. Okay, that's why they are known as amphibians of the plant kingdom. Okay, so I mean, this is about the bryophytes. Okay, so by mistake, I wrote here pteridophyte also, but pteridophytes are there also in the next slide. Okay, so you can check the structure, guys. Okay, structure is very well differentiated into the stem-like thing. Okay, leaf-like structure. Everything is very much clear here, okay, and the body is looking like a plant, okay, but here we have vascular system, right? Vascular system is absent. You can check the structure, but this vascular system is actually present in the internal structure, like this is actually tissue, okay. So we can see only after section cutting, okay. So we cannot see it right now here, okay, but when we'll do the practicals, I'll show you, okay. We'll do the staining thing, okay. So we'll do this. We have practicals also. So once we are done with our theory part, okay, so we'll do the practicals also. So I think you understood what is actually the definition of bryophyte. So bryophytes like vascular system, okay, and the rest, the body is very much clear, okay, differentiated into the stem, I mean into stem like things, stem like, okay, like stem, leaf structure, okay, not, but not the exact stem, okay, right, like we have in case of plants, okay. Next we have pteridophytes. So pteridophyte is a vascular plants mean with a xylem and phloem, okay, that have roots, stems and leaves but lacks flowers or seed, okay. So this is a little more advanced, okay. If we are comparing with the bryophyte, okay, first thallophytes, they are just a simple, algae, okay, without the involvement of other organs, okay. And bryophytes, little more advanced things, okay, like we have stem, leaves, leaf-like structure, stem-like structure, but here the vascular system is absent, okay. And here in case of pteridophytes, we have vascular things also, like vascular, they are vascular plants means we have xylem and phloem for the transportation thing, okay. And they have like these are plant-like things, okay. So obviously they contain roots, stems and leaf, but here we have one thing, flowers or seeds, okay, are lacking here, okay. So right, okay, and here we have gymnosperms, okay. So gymnosperms are the plants that have well differentiated plant body, vascular system, and they were seeds, okay. But we have here something different, okay. And the term is derived from the Greek word gymno means naked and sperma means seeds. It means these seeds are naked seeds, okay. You can check here, we have cones, okay, and inside those cones we have naked seeds, and the seeds of the gymnosperms are naked, which means they are not enclosed within a fruit, okay. So like very simple example is the example of pine, okay. I know, I mean, according to me, have you seen pine tree? Okay, if not, then you can uh, see, like, you can go and check, okay, a pine tree and check the pine seeds, okay. Pine seeds are, full of nutrition, okay, because I am eating pine seeds, okay. So, well, these seeds are directly enclosed in the cone-like thing, okay. because there is no involvement of root. Okay, so this is actually the main difference between the angiosperm and the gymnosperm. What happened here, seeds are present, but seeds are not enclosed in the fruit. Okay, otherwise everything is perfect here. We have, you know, complete body, vascular system is here. Okay, seeds are present, but fruit is absent. Okay, now let's move towards the next slide. Okay, and we have angiosperms. Okay, so angiosperms are also seed bearing plants. Okay, but I mean here something different. Okay, with a well differentiated plant body, and the word is derived from Greek word angio, means covered, and sperma means seeds. Okay, unlike gymnosperm, seeds of the angiosperms are enclosed inside the fruit. So this is the main difference you have to underline. Okay, here involvement of seed. Okay, I mean involvement of fruit is like very important. I mean here seeds are actually present inside the fruit. Okay, like in case of gymnosperms, where uh, we read actually the seeds are present, but seeds are naked inside the cones. But here we have fruits. Okay, and seeds are present inside the fruits. So angiosperms are commonly known as flowering plants. Okay, because first flowering take place, then flowering. Okay, um, you know, flowers converted into fruits. Okay, and inside fruits the process of reproduction, you know, is happening, and finally we'll get the seed. Okay, so this is actually the definition of angiosperms. Okay, so I hope you understood. Okay, the types. Okay, let's go back quickly. Thallophytes, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. Okay, so these are the 5 subcategories, but still we have 2 more definitions. Okay, so we have another group of classification, but this is actually classified, okay, on the basis of their, you know, ability to form seed or not. Okay, so what happened, the plant kingdom has also been classified into 2 groups, cryptograms and phanerograms. Okay, very important thing. Okay, you have to underline this based on their seed formation ability. Okay, whether they are able to form seed or not. Okay, so first let's talk about cryptograms. So what are cryptograms? Cryptograms are the plants that do not have well-developed reproductive organs, and they have, you know, hidden reproductive organs and don't produce seeds. Okay, so obviously, you know, this type of, you know, group include thallophytes, bryophytes, and pteridophytes. Okay, so all these are forming cryptograms. So reproduction in all these 3 groups occur through the spore formation. This is very important thing, the formation of spore, like we did yesterday in case of, you know, your kingdom fungi. Okay, I showed you the structure. Okay, the formation of sporangium. Okay, then hyphae, mycelium, spores. Okay, so basically here, instead of seeds, you know, these plants have spores. Okay, so reproduction is happening, okay, with the help of these spores. All right, now next we have phanerograms. Okay, so in what happened in case of phanerograms, okay, we have here under these categories we have gymnosperms and angiosperms. Okay, so what is the definition of phanerogams? Plants that have reproductive organs and produce seeds are called phanerogams. Okay, so we have only 2 under this category. First one is gymnosperm and second one is angiosperm. Okay, so we are done with this type of reproduction. Okay, so just a quick recap. Okay, let's go back to our kingdom. Okay, we are doing 5 kingdom system of classification: kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. Okay, so first we have kingdom Plantae. I mean the introduction, like they are multicellular eukaryotic structures. Okay, eukaryotic organism with the proper cell membrane. Okay, but outside cell membrane we have another thing. Okay, which is called cell wall. Okay, and the presence of a green color pigment which is called chlorophyll. Okay, so it includes the algae, mosses, ferns. Okay, and plants with or without flowers. Okay, now next we have characteristics. They are non-motile. Reproduction is of both like sexual and asexual type. Okay, formation of embryo is there, right? But we have an exception, and it is algae. Okay, algae like the embryo formation stage. Okay, So the presence of green color pigment, chlorophyll, is there. Okay, and because of this chlorophyll, these organisms are photosynthetic. Okay, means showing autotrophic mode of nutrition. And these are multicellular organisms. Okay, multicellular eukaryotes. Okay, with the cell wall and vacuoles. Okay, so they have different organelles. Okay, for reproduction, anchorage, support, photosynthesis. Okay, and very important thing, these organisms are showing alternation of generation, that is presence of haploid gametophyte and diploid sporophyte. Okay, next classification. Okay, so there are three factors with, three criterias. Okay, uh, on the basis of these three criterias, kingdom Plantae is divided into 5 categories. Okay, so first one, we have plant body. I mean, whether it is properly differentiated or not, vascular system is present or not. Then the seed formation, whether the plants, where flowers or seeds are, the absence of these flowers or seeds. Then we have 5 categories, subcategories, subgroups. First one is Thallophyta, second is Bryophyta, third one is Pteridophyta, next is Gymnosperm, and last one is Angiosperm. Thallophyta, okay, these are primitive organisms, simple body design, include algae. Then Bryophytes, okay, these are like, little evolved structures, okay, little evolved organisms, okay, but what happened, they have a plant-like body, okay, like contain stem, leaves, okay, but here vascular system for transportation is absent, okay, and bryophytes are present both in aquatic and, this land area, okay, land habitats. That's why these bryophytes are known as amphibians of the plant kingdom. Then this is actually the structure, you can check. Okay, next we have pteridophytes. A pteridophyte is a vascular plant, okay, means with the proper, transportation tissues, that is xylem and phloem, okay, that have roots, stem and leaves, but here they lack flowers or seeds. Okay, then we have gymnosperms, weighted gymnosperms, okay, like they are complete plants, okay, body is properly differentiated, okay, and presence of vascular system is there. Okay, then but here the problem is, they wear the seeds also, right, but the seeds are naked, like gymno mean naked and sperma means seed, and like seeds are not enclosed in the fruit. This is the main difference between angiosperm and gymnosperm. Okay, so angiosperms are also known as flowering plants. All right, you can check the flowers are blooming, right, okay, in the picture. So they're also known as seed bearing plants, okay, with a proper differentiated body. Okay, so like, what is the meaning of this word? It is derived from a Greek word. Angio means covered and sperma means seeds, means the seeds are covered. Okay, but how? Because seeds are present inside the fruit. Okay, so they're also known as flowering plants. Okay, and then we have another category, okay, on the basis of the formation of seed. Okay, so first one we have cryptogams, okay, and second one we have phanerogams. Okay, so cryptogams under this category means it includes the plants that do not have proper reproductive organs. Okay, so we have 3 sub groups, like we have 3 types under this: thallophytes, bryophytes, and pteridophytes. And here what happened, reproduction is taking place through spore formation. And lastly we have phanerogams. Okay, under this what happened, gymnosperms and angiosperms belongs to this group. Okay, and here the presence of complete reproductive organs. Okay, like if we have reproductive organs, then obviously there would be seed formation. Okay, so this group forms seed. Okay, so that's why they are known as phanerogams. Okay, so that's it for today. All right, if there is any question, if you have any question, we have time, you can ask me. Okay, and if you have any question related to previous topics, you can ask me. Okay, you can send me through WhatsApp, okay, or through Ferina, like it's up to you. Okay, so I'll wait for you. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you understood. If there is any question, you can ask me, guys. Still we have time.